Conest BidTrac is designed to store and analyze information pertaining to all past, present, and future bids. BidTrac is also used to submit bids and other communications by fax, email, or print to the companies you are working with on a project. When you open the program, the first thing you see is the project screen. Other sections of the program are accessed through the bar to your left, with subsections available through these icons. On the main project screen, we create our jobs and enter the most basic information about them. Across the top of the screen, we see a number of tabs that break the project section down even further. On the Bidding Contractors tab, you will log the contractors for each project and the status and amounts of their bids. BidTrac will use this information in conjunction with the similar data you enter for your competitors to perform historical comparisons. As we'll see shortly, this analysis will handicap your future bids so you can strategize your bidding approach. For this reason, it's important to always list all the contractors bidding a project, even if you don't plan on bidding to them. The Journal Message Center displays a log of communications that we have submitted for this project. Any RFIs, transmittals, proposals, and so on are automatically logged here, where we can review them at any time. The Bonding and Miscellaneous tab is where you will enter information about your bid bond and miscellaneous information such as insurance and tax rates. We'll be submitting our proposals from the Bidding Info tab. First, we can set up our drawings and addenda. Our breakouts, alternates, and bid amount come from our IntelliBid estimate, or we can enter them manually. If the bid amount comes in from IntelliBid, you can set percentage adjustments for different bid classes. Each contractor you bid to has a bid class, and you can use these classes to bid higher or lower to certain contractors. You can submit proposals by email, fax, or standard printout. The information from your bid is automatically linked into the proposal along with data that identifies the job and the contacts involved. The project calendar displays landmarks for all your projects such as start and finish dates, proposal submissions, and so forth. They can be viewed by day, week, or month. Continuing down the access bar on our left, we have a number of specification screens for branch system, service distribution, specifications furnished by others, and devices. This information is shared with the Conest JobTrack program. BidTrac provides a number of graphs that you can use to gauge your company's performance against your competitors and project future opportunities. BidTrac uses the bidding histories of all companies and competitors to project your company's performance in new projects. It's important to note that the BidTrac graphs rely on the historical data stored in your database. The more data you have entered, the more reliable the graphs will be, so as you use BidTrac more, the accuracy of the graphs will increase accordingly. This is a good incentive to make sure you enter as much information about each project as possible. This first graph projects the order in which the bidding contractors selected for this project will finish. BidTrac analyzes the past performance of all the companies you have entered into the Bidding Contractors tab and predicts which company is most likely to submit the lowest bid. BidTrac also projects approximately how far above this minimum bid the other bidding contractors will be. This next graph projects the order in which you and the competitors selected for this project will finish on average. BidTrac analyzes the past performance of your company and your competitors and predicts which of you is most likely to submit the lowest bid. BidTrac also projects approximately how far above this minimum bid the higher bidders will be. This graph works the same as the previous graph, except that instead of projecting the average order of finish with all bidding contractors, this graph lets you select one specific bidding contractor and projects the order of finish with that contractor only. BidTrac analyzes the past performance of your company and your competitors with the selected contractor and predicts which of you is most likely to win the job. This next graph predicts which competitor, including your company, is most likely to win the selected project based on past performance with each of the bidding contractors you've selected for this job. The score numbers displayed across the top of the graph don't refer to any specific quantity. They're only there to provide a sense of relative scale. There are a number of other graphs that chart the types of jobs you've been bidding, your win-loss ratio, and so forth. Lastly, let's take a look at job cost analysis. The purpose of this section is to compare your current project costs against previous similar jobs. First, we'll select a couple of jobs we want to use in our analysis. Next, we'll assign each of the phases in each job to a task so that BidTrac can make comparisons between like sections of each job. Now we can switch to our Comparison tab and look at our values. The tasks are listed here on the left. The next section displays task values from our current project, and the section to the right displays average values from our selected history projects. We can compare hours or labor dollars. We can view the costs or the bid amounts. We can use the budget option to create a budget estimate based on historical square foot data. To account for rising costs over time, changing labor rates, and so forth, we set our budget preferences here. These will be applied to our budget estimate for this job. We can view a variance between the projects to see how far off we might be. By looking at the variances, you can isolate areas of the estimate that do not fit the mold of your historical bidding. This does not mean the estimate is incorrect. It is simply a flag that indicates the estimate might be off in a certain phase and should be reviewed for errors or omissions. This helps the person reviewing the estimate to zero in on a potential problem. You also have the option of viewing the comparison values as a percentage of the job, a per square foot value, or a total. These are only some of the features BidTrac offers to make it easier to manage your bids. For a more complete demonstration, contact Conest Software at 800-662-7687.